The Game Boy. Ooh. Hey, it's Pikachu. Pika Pika! Yay! Ooh, there's Chikorita running across the grass there. So dorbs. Oh man. Whatever could this be? Ooh. Oh, there's Cyndaquil and Totodile. Ooh, I love Cyndaquil. He's so cute. So dorbs. There's Pichu hanging by a balloon there. Oh man, check it out, guys. Welcome to Let's Play Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I'm your host today, Silent09. Let's get started today, shall we? Now, if you haven't read the title already, I'm gonna go ahead and clue you in on it. This is tutorial. AKA, if you know how to play this, you can skip this episode completely and not even miss a single shred of meaningful information, truthfully. But I kinda like to hold true to the previous Let's Play I did of Pokemon Puzzle League, because I felt like it helps set the tone of this is more of a, we're gonna go through this in a more informative manner. There is gonna be some shenanigans and ramblings to go on for sure, but I do tend to be a bit more, okay, this is where I put on my professional cap and here we go. Anywho, without further ado, let's get started with the tutorial portion of this Let's Play. Controls! Yes, indeedy. I know I usually jump right in and just start playing around, but don't worry, we're going to do that real quick. They actually have a menu here right next to Professor Oak. If you hit Controls, it'll show you on the Game Boy Color itself, because this is, I don't know if you know this is a Game Boy Color game, actually. And there are a whopping total of 5 buttons. The main ones you're going to use a lot in this game are the D-pad, or the control pad, where you move around. A for switching the blocks around and dropping blocks, and B for raising the stack up. Also on the main menus like this, you'll use B to cancel and back out essentially. Below that is actually Start and Select, they don't show it. Start is if you want to pause the game, and Select, we use it for a select few events. Ooh. But on the GameCube controller, because as you probably all saw, I'm using the Game Boy Advance player to play this so I can use my capture card to capture the footage. Otherwise, this would look pretty ugly if I tried to use my Game Boy Advance SP and then capture the footage. Just see the Tingle Tuner stuff and you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, on the GameCube controller, I have to use X in order to use Select, but thankfully, everything else is pretty much the same. Now on to the basics. Basics! So in a typical game like this, what you'll see is a 6 column set of blocks here, and however many rows you have here. It looks like we can have up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Now I'm going to caution you right now, the 8th row, 8th or 9th, I can't quite tell, it looks like the 8th row. Basically, if any of your blocks here touch the ceiling, like so, oops! Everything turns black, and you get a game over, and you get the poor sad-faced Pokemon over there, and she's just having look at Chikorita, she's just having a temper tantrum. You don't want your blocks to touch the ceiling. So, to avoid this, let me go ahead and go back into it, easy, blah blah blah. I'll probably talk about that in a sec, what different modes that does. We'll go ahead and use Chikorita again. To avoid having your blocks, any of them, touch the ceiling. It's kind of silly, you know, having blocks touch the ceiling being the game over. Okay, stop being funny, dude. You can go ahead and do like I did it just there. I gotta stop stuttering. And move the block around. By moving around, you can switch them around left to right, or switch the 2 blocks with the cursor. To do a little more than just moving blocks around, as you can see, we're kind of stuck here. We can't do anything unless we clear this out. The way to match blocks, is to match 3 of a kind. You can match 3 of them vertically, like this, or 3 in a row horizontally, like this. We're going to pull this yellow star out and bam! Got some more magic. And then look at that, we got some more space. We can pull these blocks down and then drop them in the little spaces and have plenty enough space to play around on this little field here. Now, as you might be able to imagine, there's going to be more to it than just matching 3 in a row. Also, I figured I'd go ahead and point this out. We can't match blocks diagonally. As you can see, we got 3 cyan triangles here. Those won't match. Or if you do this, 3 green circles together like that, that doesn't work. It doesn't match them just because they're together. They have to be horizontally or vertically. Alright, now that I've done played around with that, oh, and of course, in case you forgot, B is to raise the stack, and as before, try not to let your blocks touch the ceiling, because otherwise If you do, you'll make a Pokemon very sad. Now on to chains and combos. Chains and combos. So for this example, I figured I'd go ahead and use Cyndaquil instead, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Now, chains and combos are another way to match blocks, and of course to increase your score on the upper right there, as you can see. Depending on the mode you're playing, will determine what your main focus is. Sometimes it's the highest score you can get, sometimes it's how long you can withstand the round before the top of your screen fills up, sometimes it's dropping garbage on your opponent, sometimes it's cleaning out all the blocks on screen in a certain number of turns, and sometimes it's just moving and getting the blocks all the way down, all the stack down below a stage clear line. We'll be doing a lot of different modes, and then it will make more sense as we do it, so instead of being wordy-dirty, let me at least break it down for you what combos and chains are. Combos! Combos when you match 4 or more of the same type of block, or 4 or more blocks at the same time. Like so. You can match 4 of a kind, you can go ahead and match 5 of a kind, horizontally or vertically. And additionally, you can get even more fancier, assuming I can think of a... Okay, I see what we can do. Let me just pull this red heart down, and then this diamond heart out, and then we can get even fancier. We can match 5 green circles like this, and that's a combo as well. Combo of 5. It's like we're talking about a fast food restaurant here. Can I have combo number 5, please? Combo number 5. Additionally, besides combos, we can also try and... Let me go ahead and fix this up a little bit so we don't have to listen to that horrendous music. Besides matching more than 4 blocks at a time, 4 or more blocks at a time, you can match what's known as a chain. A chain is when you have blocks matched consecutively. So for example, we have this red heart up here, and as soon as we match these yellow stars here on the left here, it's going to form a chain. So by pulling this purple diamond out, the stars will match, the red heart drops, boom, that's a chain. And you may notice, of course, to the right, oh, we have a little Jigglypuff popping up saying, oh, we got a little timer that gives us a break. But what that does is that temporarily freezes everything on screen to stop moving. And that's why combos and chains are good. There's also other reasons, of course, but more on that later, I suppose. Let me see, yeah, I didn't demonstrate. You can actually also get this set up here. There we go. Okay. You can match 2 of the same types of blocks and make it 4 or more, and it'll be a combo. It works the same way. You can even get fancy and start doing combo chains or chain combos, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's where you basically match a combo, then come over here and match a chain, and then just get super fancy. That actually was called a time lag chain, but anyway, I don't want to confuse y'all with fancy schmancy talk here. That's combos and chains. We've talked about basics. I guess the only other thing I could do is I could talk about the different modes. As you can see up here, on Marathon mode specifically, because that's what we're on, it's on easy right now. Right now, all you've seen are purple diamonds, yellow stars, green circles, red hearts, and cyan triangles. There are actually 2 other types of colored blocks. We will see them through different modes as we play the game. Real quick, I guess I can go and show one more type of block if we go ahead and exit, or hit quit rather. If you choose on Marathon mode, Time Zone mode, or Garbage mode, normal or hard, it doesn't matter what speed difficulty. Speed level just determines how fast the stacks raise up, or how fast your stuff is going to match. In normal or hard, we're going to use Totodile for example, we'll get an additional colored block, which is a dark blue, or just blue if you prefer, you know, to save on syllables. And, you know, you can match them the same way you do the other blocks. The main challenge is you have another type of colored block in the mix, which may not seem like a big deal, but trust me, there's going to be some sticky situations where it can get really, really messy. And that pretty much about covers all the tutorial stuff, so if you stuck around and you listened because you felt like I need a refresher, cool beans. If you didn't, and you're like, I don't care about this, that's cool too. You're not even hearing this. I don't know why I'm trying to talk to you if you're not even hearing this. I guess that's about it for us talking about like tutorial and how to play. Let me go ahead and at least show you guys what all there is. This game has several different modes to play. This doesn't have like it has sort of a story mode, but it doesn't have like a riveting, like, oh, this is the bad guy, we gotta fight him. No, this is just more of a game you can play for funsies, if you will. On the main menu here, we have one player, as I was under. We have 2 players, which I can't do because you need a link cable to do that with. And no, you can't just plug in a second controller for the GameCube and play it that way. I tried. It doesn't work. Training it has 2 options. We can do practice, which it offers you a super slow-mo where you can just mess around and the blocks will move super slow for you so you can react to stuff a lot more quickly. Demos shows you combos, chains, and active chains. Kind of gives you more nitty-gritty detail if you want to take a look at that. It shows you in action how to do, or in theory, how to do stuff. I already showed you controls. Records is where you kind of check your records. Of course, right now we don't have a name. You probably want to do this from the get-go, but you don't have to. You can do it afterward. I guess we can go ahead and create a save file. Yeah, let's do that. Our save file is actually going to be... Otherwise, my first name spelled backwards. Alec. Because I'm boring. I don't want to type boobs or poo. Which you could do, actually, because once again, this is an older game, so they didn't censor your names as much as they do now with nicknames or Pokemon or file names. But yes, by doing that, then you can check your data. Yeah, nice. You can check Marathon, Challenge, Time Zone, Garbage. These are all modes we can play. We can check Versus data, which... There's not a whole lot we can... I mean, we can't check 2P versus ever, really. I mean, we can, but there's nothing that's ever going to appear there because, like I said, we need a link cable to play. There's Time Zone, Line Clear, which are other modes you can play against other people if you happen to have a link cable and someone willing to play on a very small screen. And then Others is basically, it has Pokemon level. It shows you what Pokemon you have and how much score you have with each of them playing on different modes. And of course we have Erase Data, which will, as you might be able to guess, erase all the data in this game. Now this whole thing might look a lot like the SNES version, Panel de Pon, or Tetris Attack, as a lot of people tend to notice this as. This kind of plays a lot like that game, honestly. Those games, honestly. There really is not a whole lot of difference between the two other than it's a Pokemon color scheme thrown over. But I guess that pretty much should about wrap up this game. I'm not going to sit here and ramble you guys' ears off because this has gone on long enough. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you bunches. Please don't let your tails flap. And the next time we meet, we're actually going to do something fun. In fact, we're going to go into 1 player, and then we're going to jump right into Line Clear as our first mode we're going to play in. See you all next time. Peace.